Hey guys, Tina Forsyth here of OnlineBusinessManager.com. And again, joining me, of course, is Lena West, founder and creator of the Authentic Influencer Social Media Marketing System, which is an awesome 9-step program that's designed to get results in social media in a world that feels like it's so full of things that don't get us results in this area, right? I love that you're doing a different wave every time, Lena. Today it's the Queen wave.
You know me,
So
gotta mix it up.
we got to spice it up, right? Myth number 3, you guys. I'm going to say this is probably my biggest pet peeve and has been and my biggest sticking point or stuck point in the many years that I've been dabbling in this whole social media thing on behalf of myself and my own business, right? And that is the idea that it's all about the numbers. Just get as many Twitter followers as you can, get as many friends as you can, get as many fans, get as many connections, yada, yada, yada. Depending on the system, it's a different word, right? But just get as many, 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 many people as you possibly can in the hopper. This is one, you guys, that I would say this has probably been the biggest, really, annoyance to me in this social media world, and something that I hadn't really been able to come to terms with until Lena and I talked about it a while back, right? Is that it just never felt right to me. It just never felt right to me, this idea of just go out and friend everybody in the world so that they friend you back and you have thousands and thousands of friends, or go out and tweet and follow and whatever everybody in the world so they follow you back and do, right? It's kind of like something always felt a little bit off about that with me. And that's why, as I'd shared with you, Lena, when we talked about a month ago there, that in my own Facebook account, I have probably 500 friend requests that I've never responded to, because these are people, I don't know who they are. I don't know how or why they've connected with me. So I've never accepted their friend request. It's why I don't do that whole follow everybody who follows me in
Yeah,
Twitter thing, because I'm kind of like, I don't know who you are.
right.
Let's like settle this once and for all, Lena. This whole thing. Is
Okay.
it about the numbers? And if not, what is it about, basically?
Here's the deal, and I'm going to kind of like go a little soft woo woo part of it here.
Hmm.
I think the obsession with numbers and wanting to have more numbers than anybody else is directly related to a lot of people's need to be approved, to have approval,
Hmm.
to feel like, oh, I'm part of the in crowd. I'm popular. People like me. So I think that I believe, like, if I had to bet money on it, if I was a betting person, I would say that's what's at the bottom of all of this. People's need to have approval. Their need
Hmm.
to be in constant competition with other people.
Hmm.
And so I would say if you're obsessed with numbers and that's that sort of a thing, look at why you're obsessed with having those numbers. If you have a client that just wants more, 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 you want to share with them some of the stuff that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, because here's the deal with numbers. So I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm a pretty accomplished business owner, right? So a couple of years ago, I didn't have a huge business. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I did some VA work for a while. I was just kind of, just not sure. And so here's the thing with that. You it's so hard to kind of put it in terms of business and and owning a business, because people ask me, well, Lena, you've spoken at the U.S. Capitol building, let's say, or you are a contributor for American Express, and you only have 4,000 followers on Twitter. And I say, yeah, absolutely. I've got a little over 4,000 followers on Twitter, but I also earned all of them. So I didn't buy them. I didn't purchase a list. I didn't follow a whole bunch of people so they would follow me back. I think it's quite sad that there are tools out there that you can purchase to actually inflate your numbers. It's all about us not being enough and not having enough. And I think let's stop focusing on the numbers and let's start focusing on the value that you're putting out there to your audience. So when your clients come to you and they say, well, just make sure that I have 10,000 followers on Twitter, what does that mean to
Yeah.
them? So ask them, take the time to ask them, okay, let's talk about what does 10,000 followers on Twitter mean to you in terms of your business and your bottom line? Because I got to tell you, I know a lot of people who have 10,000 followers on Twitter and they're broke as a joke. I mean, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have a successful business. They're not out there being tapped for speaking engagements and writing opportunities, and they're not growing their business. So you got to look at what is the obsession with numbers, because it doesn't mean what you think it means.
Hmm.
And if you can get your, as my mom would say, if you can get your numbers honest, if you can earn those numbers, you'll feel much better about it. Like I know for a fact that the 4,000 people, over 4,000 people who are following me, I'm only following a little over 400 people.
Hmm.
So those 4,000 people, they're not following me because I follow them. They're
Yeah.
following me because they want to hear what I have to say. And that's worth so much more. And before you start thinking, oh, that's just Lena in her own crazy little world justifying her numbers, I had a meeting with a major record label executive 2, 3 weeks ago. And what he said was, he said when they're looking to book artists and to bring artists and sign artists to the record label,
Hmm.
they don't want people who have inflated their numbers. They want people who have real, honest to goodness numbers. And so,
Mm.
yeah, I have a bit of a pet peeve about the number thing too. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the value that you're putting out there, because that's what's going to dictate how many people follow you.
Yep.
And it's also about how you're earning those numbers. Are you relevant? Do people like you? Not in terms of popularity contests, but can people resonate with you? Can they feel your energy?
Yeah.
Um, that sort of thing. So,
Well, and just the authenticity piece is
right,
so key with all of this, right? I mean, it's like that's always been the heart of my pet peeve with this. It's like I'm not going to just go follow somebody just because they follow me, because honestly, I don't care who this person is or what they have to say. It's just like it's just not my thing for
right.
whatever reason. And even thinking back to and this still applies obviously in our world today, but social media has kind of become another version of this, right? Even back when I first started working online, and it was all about build your e-zine list and get as many people on your e-zine list as possible, and do, right? Which is still a key strategy for most of us in building our business, is building our e-zine lists as well. But there's always been this discussion. It's like you can have 10,000 people in an e-zine list who aren't at all connected to or care about or even are interested in what you have to offer. They're not going to buy. They're
Nope.
not going to take action with you. They're not going to, connect with you. You could have 500 people on an e-zine list that know you, like you, trust you. They're connected with you. They pay attention when you have something to say. Boom. You have a
And
business.
they buy every single product or program that you put out there. I would
Yeah.
much rather have 1,000 engaged people who totally were just sold out for my brand, just like really brand ambassadors, than
Yeah.
have 10,000 people and a crappy open rate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it really applies across the board, right? Regardless of whether it's about your e-zine list or your social media, your followers, your friends, et cetera,
Yeah,
right? Who's paying attention? Who's actually connected to you?
the numbers obsession, I truly believe it's about people having the need to feel validated, and the need to feel wanted and popular.
Hmm.
And if they can somehow shift the energy and the focus to, okay, why do I need this amount of whatever?
Yeah.
And why do I need it tomorrow? And not, why am I not willing to put the value out there that I know I need to put out there to earn these followers and to earn their attention?
Yeah.
Um, you're going to have a really lackluster social media experience.
And I think it's, part of it too. I think it sometimes falls under the category of that, like, get rich quick sort of
Oh,
thing. Just go out, build up lists of thousands of people, and boom, they'll buy your stuff. It's like anything in life. That's a get rich quick sort of scenario. It's not going to work that way. It's authentic, it's giving. Because another thing too that just occurred to me, Lena, I rarely go out and friend people. Just because honestly, you guys, I haven't been paying that close attention to my own social media strategy.
I don't either.
Yeah, I mean, for the past few years, it's just I have not been paying attention to it. I've been confused. I've been annoyed by some things. I've just been kind of swimming around it. I've been focused on other things. And until I had my own smackdown with Lena, which was not painful, I assure you, but I just wasn't paying that much attention to it. So anybody I'm connected with through Facebook, through Twitter, through whatever, they're coming and finding me. And they're
Right.
coming and finding me, I believe, because they like what I have to say, or they connected with something I put out there in some way, shape, or form. right? So, are my numbers I don't even know where I'm at. I think 1,500 for Twitter or something like that right now. They're not like the sky high thousands, whatever kind of thing, right? But at the same time, people are connected. I'm connected to these guys and they're connected to me, and it feels good. You really, when you and I talked about this, Lena, it was like it finally validated that for me. It felt like it kind of clicked the piece that's always felt off for me in this big wide world of all of this, right? Awesome, you guys. I know we aim to keep these videos around 10 minutes, so far so good. We're just over the 10-minute mark. But of course, again, as we've mentioned already, we are going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of this and working through this entire process with our new training program in the OBM Academy, the social media management and strategy program that, of course, Lena has so wonderfully partnered up with us to offer, right? This is based on her proven 9-step authentic influencer system, right? It's the system that we know works. And again, of course, as an OBM or a VA or any type of virtual support professional, you need to have a system in your back pocket that is proven and that's going to work for your clients, right? No more messing around, no more playing around, right? So obmacademy.com and or any of the links that you find with this video will give you more information on that. And we will see you guys next time. Video number 4 for our 4th myth. Ooh, ah, ah. All right, bye guys.
Bye, guys.